creditor bank, um, financially supported Obama for the Democrats in 2008 and 2012, and for the Republican Party, they backed McCain in 2008 and Romney in 2012. This year, even though I don't think the money buys the influence that they once had, even though AIPAC is the Zionist lobby is still strong, their choices for this year are Clinton for the Democrats and Cruz for the Republicans. Obviously, those plans have been scuppered by Bernie Sanders for the Democrats, which is just another right-wing Zionist, and Trump for the Republicans, who endorsed Hillary against Obama in 2008 with his money. For the Democrats, the opposite party of the one he is caucusing with now. And basically, Barack Obama has been a partisan, hostile, belligerent defender of the establishment. He is going to stay pro-Zionist, even though Benjamin Miloszewski has been rude and diplomatically inconsiderate to the person who's given American tax funds to his illegitimate state. And basically, Obama sided with the Zionists until the deal with Iran, and that obviously angered Benjamin Miloszewski, as in, how dare you do a deal with the Islamic Republic? And Benjamin Miloszewski called it a great historic mistake. And Fatima, you will recall my article pointing out what was the stunning historic mistake in relation to that religion. And he sided with neoconservatives like George W. Bush had prior to him, but he sided with neoconservatives until Syria, because basically it's the Richard Pearl cakewalk mentality. If we don't, all we have to do to take over this country is turn up. But it's not like that. Not with Ba'ath Syria anyway, because they had a strong military infrastructure, and better still, Hezbollah and March the 8th could not afford to have March the 14th and all of the Wahhabist coalition next door waiting to attack Alawites, Shia, Druze, Christians. So basically Lebanon wasn't going to have any of it. But it is interesting that the Wahhabist armed campaign started in Dara, and basically, isn't it a massive coincidence that the Zionists in Al-Jolin and the CIA operatives in Amman and Jordan just happened to be in proximity when the Wahhabist armed campaign started? And basically, Obama's failure is, if he couldn't reel in the neoconservatives and the Zionists when it came to basically unilateral militarism. And basically, it's as Mark said, Barack Obama would rather garrote a person quietly, whereas Benjamin Miloszewski is going to pummel someone in the head until the skull cracks open. Which one's going to leave more evidence of the crime? It's obviously going to be the latter. So, which is why, basically, Obama's trying to reel in the Zionists for the benefit of his Zionist masters. But even then, Lloyd Blankfein isn't, and Goldman Sachs aren't happy with him, because, as I was saying earlier, they see since 2008 they've donated less in 2012.
If parties come to the government, or the opposite party come to the government, what would be the differences between these two and the policies between these two concerning the Israel? Well, let me just first of all let's ask Barak first.
Okay, you want me to? Okay. Well, as I said earlier in my first response, there is this difference in approach between how the left does things versus how the right does things, as Mikhail very accurately described. Somebody like a right-wing Netanyahu and, of course, a right-wing U.S. president like George Bush, they will pummel their victim to death, leaving evidence of the crime, arousing a lot of suspicion, a lot of outrage. And so while there is obviously a difference in approach to this, I see even the left wing in America moving towards the right. For example, Hillary Clinton, you can't get any more left a politician than Hillary Clinton in the United States on every domestic issue. But because she is so greedy to get hold of that office of the presidency, to be the first woman president in United States history, I think that she would be willing to cut any deal necessary, including developing a very hawkish, right-wing, Likud-type approach to American foreign policy in the Middle East. Of course, Marco Rubio, who I do believe is the chosen one, he's the golden boy as far as Likud is concerned, because in the United States, if you look at who is throwing their support behind Rubio, you have Sheldon Adelson, an extremely wealthy casino owner. He is very good friends with Netanyahu. You have Paul Singer, who is an investment banker on Wall Street, who has thrown his support behind Rubio. Rubio is the favored one, as his name means in Spanish, Rubio, golden. He is the golden boy as far as Likud is concerned. Now, the fact that Ted Cruz right now may be points ahead in terms of Rubio means nothing. Keep in mind, too, we have two Cuban contestants here of Cuban background. Ted Cruz, they're going to throw him under the bus as soon as they can bring Rubio forward. And by doing this, they are going to solidify the Latin American vote, which is a very powerful vote, becoming more and more every day. Mm-hmm. So Rubio is the one that Likud wants to have in there. And you can be rest assured if Rubio is elected to the White House, in effect, we will have Benjamin Netanyahu in the White House. Okay. So, but as far as your question, as far as the differences go, I think that even with a Clinton presidency, that you would see a very hawkish and a very Likud-type approach. She'd love to be the commander-in-chief, ordering America's military into Syria, into Libya, into Iran. So she would love that. Bernie Sanders, if he is elected, I think that he would take a more subtle approach to things. He has to be very careful, especially as an American Jew, because if an American Jew is elected to the presidency and then all of a sudden America is becoming more militarily involved in all of these engagements, then people such as Iran's supreme leader and such as outlets such as Press TV, they're going to gain in credibility because of what they have been saying all of these years about Israel controlling American foreign policy. Mm-hmm. So I think that basically, whether it's left or whether it's right, I think that the die is cast in terms of American foreign policy unless Donald Trump is elected. And I realize it's a very touchy subject, given the things that Trump has said about Islamic immigration and things like that. But I really think that there's more to this than simply just Donald Trump. I believe, it's my theory, I can't prove it, but it is my theory, that Trump is actually the face of something much more powerful, possibly a split that has taken place in the American intelligence community, in the American military.